This is ABC 15 News.
Tonight, we're hearing from a truly incredible little boy about how he saved the life of his baby sister. Thanks for choosing us. I'm Katie Ramble.
And I'm Steve Irvin. It's not every day we can tell you a 9-year-old comes to the rescue when his sister is found floating in a backyard pool. ABC 15's Steve Cooge talked with the little boy today. And Steve, some people are calling this kid a hero.
Oh, without a doubt. While his mom and grandmother were dialing 911, this 9-year-old was performing CPR. You know, sadly, we lost 2 children over the weekend in 2 separate drowning incidents. And in one of those incidents, the parents didn't know how to do CPR themselves. Well, we may have lost a 3rd child over this weekend, if not for this little boy and his fearless actions.
My grandma came in to look for her toothpaste, and she said, "Where's the baby?" And my mom went running outside. And there she was floating, and then I heard her scream, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is happening?"
Pulled out of the family pool, Tristin Saghin's 2-year-old sister was placed on the ground, unconscious and not breathing. She was dying. Tristin's mother and grandmother were frantically calling for help and frightened, but Tristin, he was cool and calm.
I went running outside again, and I did CPR on her.
This 9-year-old boy took control. He began doing chest compressions on his little sister, his hands in the right place.
And then, give him oxygen,
Long, stressful minutes went by, and then
she started breathing a little bit.
Paramedics took Tristin's sister to the hospital. Thanks to Tristin, she's expected to be fine.
Well, I can imagine what was going through his mind. I mean, here he's in a situation as most of us, if we had a family member in that position, you know, your first reaction, I think as parents, we tend to really panic and be concerned. I tell you, we really give kudos out to him.
Grown adults don't know how to do CPR. How do you know how to do CPR?
Television.
They say courage comes in all sizes, and Tristin definitely has more than someone twice his height. He tells me he would do anything for his little sister.
She's really beautiful. I love her really much.
I caught Tristin and his grandmother as they're leaving to go visit his sister in the hospital. Now, this really is something quite amazing that this little boy has done. And don't worry, there are certain people within the city that have taken notice, and I'm told the chances are pretty good that Tristin will receive some kind of award for his quick actions. Live in Phoenix, I'm Steve Cooge, ABC 15 News.
If you have any plans to sit poolside, remember to designate someone as the water watcher to keep your kids safe. You can even get these free bracelets, whistles from hospitals and fire departments. We've reported 2 drownings this weekend alone, and the 3rd very close call. ABC 15's Brian Webb is live in our newsroom now. And Brian, a child stepped in to save this victim in this latest case today.
That's what I'm told. This little girl's big brother started CPR. By the time they got her to the hospital, she was still in serious condition, but very much alive. A normally quiet Sunday in this Far East Mesa neighborhood, but before noon, the silence shattered by screams coming from the back of this house.
Lots of high-pitched, hard to tell where it's coming from screaming.
The fire department tells me a 2-year-old girl wandered away from the watchful eyes of adults, falling into her grandparents' backyard pool. Her mother found her. Her 9-year-old brother started CPR.
A 9-year-old brother who said that he had learned CPR from watching TV.
They can, you know what I'm saying?
A few doors down, another grandfather tells me he put up a pool fence just last week, trying to keep his quick and crafty 2-year-old grandchild away from the water.
Cheese!
He's already put his car next to it and tried to stand up and, open it that way. But then that's what you got the key for, where you lock it and you can't get out. Okay.
Less than 24 hours earlier, 2 young girls drowned in backyard pools in 2 separate incidents in the valley. One was 3 years old, the other 7. Now part of a growing list of children who have already drowned in Maricopa County this year. At the moment, the number stands at 5.
My heart bleeds for people who lose a child.
Back at this Mesa home, a happier ending. A little girl saved and spared from becoming a statistic. Brian Webb, ABC 15 News.
Linda, the girl's 9-year-old brother helped save her life. He gave her CPR until paramedics got there.
The 2-year-old girl visiting her grandparents when they found her floating in the deep end of the pool. Mesa firefighters say she got out of the house through an open back door.
We heard a lot of screaming and there was no words. We didn't know what was happening.
Neighbor Lisa Kettering ran over.
It is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, you know, to just see that it's preventable.
Firefighters say the little girl is going to survive thanks in part to her 9-year-old brother.
This young man jumped in and started doing CPR. He said that he had learned CPR from watching TV.
Sadly, the girl's grandparents had just bought a temporary pool fence, but they hadn't installed it yet. A tough weekend for Valley firefighters. On Saturday, 2 kids died in drownings.
So far this year, here in the Valley, there have been 14 water-related deaths. 5 of them have been kids.
Captain Forrest Smith say all parents should know the ABCs of drowning prevention. They are adult supervision, barriers, and CPR classes.
It just hurts your heart so much to know that something happened there that may have been preventable.
People in this Mesa neighborhood say today's near drowning was definitely eye-opening.
It can happen to anyone, and that's the point. You know, she's meticulous. So if it can happen to someone that observant and that caring, it can happen to anyone.
And tonight, the 2-year-old girl is at Cardin Children's Hospital. Again, firefighters say she's going to be okay. I'm Miriam Garcia, Fox 10 News.
Get myfoxphoenix.com on your iPhone free at the App Store and stay connected.